Hello, friends. Welcome to the Salem Mason Happy Home. I've been really busy. It's May 14th, and we've been dealing with extreme heat here in Minnesota. And you know the ebb and flow of good and bad news and good and bad experiences. They come and go all the time. Yesterday was a tragic day for us here. Our beloved dog Fiona, 14 years, she would have been 14 in September, passed away. She'd been with me for 12 years. I adopted her when she was 2. And the flood of memories that come back. One of the things that I remember most is she hated car rides so bad. She would moo and howl and get sick and carry on. And some days it was just unbearable to be in the car with her if you had to go somewhere, but we did. We made it. But taking her to the vet yesterday, knowing that what new illness befell her probably wasn't something they could fix with an antibiotic or treatment. She was quiet, completely quiet, alert, and silent the entire ride, which was almost 2 hours. In 12 years, that's never happened. Everything in our lives revolved around Fiona. The time of day that I woke up in the morning to be sure I had that half hour in the morning to get her ready before work, to feed, walk, water, medicate, play with her, get her settled in. Same thing for lunch, so about half of my lunch hour average from working from home here was spent grooming and feeding and walking and caring for her, cleaning up after her, and so on. And in the evening, is the second I clock off of work, well, I have my half hour to give to her for that. And of course, she was with us constantly. Whatever room we were in, she was in. If we went any place that was going to be more than a day trip or something, we would take her with us always. And a lot of emotions come out of this, not just the typical obvious emotions that you lost your love, your dog. But she was the daughter that I've never had. She was mine and Dee's baby girl. But she wasn't able to walk on her own. We had to start carrying her down the stairs. She started bleeding internally somehow, so we had to rush her to the vet. She'd also lost her sight in both eyes. She had lost most of her hearing. And there was no quality of life after that half-hour routine, morning, noon, and night. She would lay back down and sleep. The girl that is half whippet, that could run like the wind, she couldn't jump. She couldn't run. She couldn't barrel race. She couldn't do zoomies. She just grew old. And then when the health problems mounted up and continued to mount up, and she started getting ulcers on her feet from her blood clot disorder and all of the painful infections and near death, anal glands exploding. It does happen. It tears their bodies open, ripping their bodies inches open that can't be closed. tubes hanging out. That happened 4 times in the last 5 years. She'd been through so much, and she was such a trooper. She slept with us right in the middle. We have a king-size bed, with the 2 mattresses that come together. She would sleep in the middle on her own pillow and blanket. We had so many things strategically placed for safety. Child gates so she wouldn't fall down the stairs, and rugs in certain places so she wouldn't slip on the ceramic tile floors, and her food dishes and the bright lights so she could find them. One type of food to take her medications with, and another type for her regular meals. This is so hard because I wasn't always a perfect dog mom. I would lose my temper sometimes, and I would yell and get frustrated. I hated having to go outside 9, 10 o'clock at night, or when she had an upset stomach and I was going out every 2-3 hours throughout the whole 24 hours. I've lost so much sleep through the years. But it wasn't her fault. Nothing was her fault. I hope that she knows she's was so loved and is still going to be loved by us forever. I hope that she forgives me for the times I yelled at her, lost my patience, and got frustrated. I hope that she doesn't feel betrayed by us or abandoned. It's so quiet in the house, and it's so hard to find a filler for that space, I mean, we have Dewey now, our beautiful bunny. He's a baby. He's 4 months old. He's absolutely just a delight. And we knew we didn't want any more dogs, so that's been even more impactful because we know she's the last dog we're going to have. And that's a life milestone leaning toward the knowledge of mortality even more. We still have our guinea pig, Rusty. He's beautiful and a delight as well. But we know, and we knew going into this that, aside from the aquarium with the Axos in it, and, we've had fish through the years in the aquarium, that Dewey would be the last 4-legged furry child we would have. Because, we're getting older, and it's hard to get, be dragging yourself out in terrible weather to walk the dog and cleaning up after the dog. And they are a very expensive creature. They have annual visits that smaller animals don't necessarily have. Their needs and requirements are more extensive, and it's overwhelming sometimes. It can be hard. Of course, we always managed, and we would never poo-poo. I can tell you, I may not look it, but I've gone without food, without medicine. I have gone without so many things just to be sure that my pets had everything that they needed, because I believed in that commitment. And I'm not trying to be some kind of martyr or holier than thou anything. I accept the financial responsibility from the get-go, and I knew what I was getting into. I knew it. But to share your life with a creature is there's such a blessing there. It's so different. I saw something, on stupid TikTok, about a week ago, that said that our pets are the spirits of children that we should have had but never did. And the spirits loved us so much and wanted to be with us so much that they found the body of a dog or a cat or a bird or a bunny or guinea pig to be with us, just so they could be with us. So, Fiona was sick for a few days. I had to take off work and care for her until yesterday when we had to take her to get medical attention. It's just been so hard. I had a turtle, he was with me 26 years when he passed. 2022 he passed. "26 years, that's a long time. And 12 years, I know dogs that have lived 16, 20 years. They can live much longer now than they could before because of all the technological advances and medical advances. But Fiona is a dog that's been with me 12 years. I've never had a dog be with me for 12 years. So that's brought back so many memories of what's happened to me in the last dozen years. Where I lived the day I adopted her, what car I drove, where I worked, what I looked like, where my family was at, who was here, who wasn't here. All the roads we've traveled, the places we've been, the homes we've lived in. And no matter what, we always seem to have the transportation we needed and the money we needed and the things we needed at the time that we needed them. And so my girl, who was born on September 1st, 2011, passed away on May 13th, 2025. And I'm completely gutted. So anybody who might read this or see this, please hear this. Please go home and hug your pets. Lay their beautiful, silky, warm heads upon your face. Wrap your arms around their necks and let them know that you know who they are, you know them, you love them, and that you'll do everything you can for them. Because with your pets, as with other humans, tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And until next time, do good and be good.